everybody, Chelsea here with another Sims 4 speed build. Today I'm building the Cornerstone Café. I was really excited to give this one a try. I was inspired by actually playing The Sims for this one because I took my sim that I created that's in all of my promos and my logos and stuff. I had her go to a cafe in, oh man, I don't even remember what that neighborhood is called. The one that comes with, I think it's Get Together? The Dutch one. The one where all the buildings are very Dutch and cute. So I had her go to one of the cafes there because I wanted to get some screenshots of her drinking coffee. And like, the buildings there are so cute and so adorable on the outside, but on the inside, it was super underwhelming. It was kind of just really boring to look at. I don't know what was going on, but I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna go make my own cafe. So here it is. And I was really inspired just at least by the exterior of those, so I did go with a lot of the exterior objects and stuff that came with Get Together. And honestly, this build came out even better than I expected it to, which is just mind-blowing to me because, you know, that whole, like, you're your own worst critic, and I am truly 100% so happy with this build, and I really hope you all enjoy it too. It is available on the Sims 4 gallery, so just use hashtag #TheSimScribe and you'll be able to find it along with all of my other previous builds. It was a toss-up which one I was going to upload today. It was between this and the Vacation Beach House. Both of them I had finished, and I just needed to record the audio for this one, which is why it's coming out a little bit later in the day than I usually upload my videos, because I had to do the audio today, Friday, the upload day. So I put a poll up on the Facebook page, because I have a Facebook page. If you guys want to go check that out, it's under the same name, The SimScribe. I put out a poll to see which of these videos you guys wanted to see first, and the Cornerstone Cafe won. So that's why this one's coming out today. I might have to redo a little bit of the audio for the Vacation Beach House because I recorded that audio maybe about a week ago. So I think I do have to change a couple of the things that I talk about because some stuff has changed since then. But I don't know if any of you guys have seen yet. The Sims 4 has released a whole new update and a complete rebranding. They changed all of the colors for the logo and the packs and all sorts of stuff. I don't really know how I feel about the visual changes that they made. They didn't really change a whole lot. They just kind of updated and rebranded. I'm okay with it. It's fine. The menu screen, I don't really like it very much, the new menu screen, but that's just me. I don't really like change. So anytime something changes, it's like, oh, hold on a second now. What's going on here? But it's fine. But we did get a bunch of new items and new colors for some things in it, so that's what I was super excited about. There's some new items in Create a Sim as well. And there's the new, I think it's called Story or Stories in Create a Sim, where if you go to do a new game, you can, like, make a little story for your sim that you answer some questions about them. And I was kind of thinking of doing a video about it. Like, it automatically generates a sim based on what you answered. And I was kind of thinking of doing a video about that, and that's how I'll start my gameplay videos. If anyone's interested in that, please let me know in the comments. So right here, I'm just finishing up the outdoor eating area. I really wanted it to not be exactly a fairy tale garden, but pretty close. I didn't want to go too crazy with the fantasy aspect for this one. I was kind of treading, you know, the fine line there. Like, I would absolutely expect to see this building in a fairy tale somewhere, but it's not strictly a fairy tale building, if you know what I mean. But it was getting kind of janky here. I don't know what was going on with my laptop at the time, but it was just bugging out. But I think by this time I actually had been building for a couple hours this day, because I wasn't just doing this one. I was finishing up a different build before I started on this one. And the interior in this one changes a little bit throughout the video, because about halfway through figuring out the interior, I realized that I completely forgot that there should be a bathroom in here. I mean, I know that some small places, they don't have a public bathroom, but they at least have one for the employees. Like, where are the employees going to go to the bathroom? They'd have to walk somewhere, leave the building, you know. It would really suck if you were the only manager for the day or something, and you can't just leave. Managers can't just leave the building. So I eventually figured out how I was going to fit a bathroom in there. And when I started on the interior, I realized just how much room I had put in here, and I was like, oh man, I gotta fill all this out. Like, this is a huge cafe. It's not what I originally intended. And I was so confused about how to get that espresso machine onto a counter. Like, it just would not fit onto a counter. So I ended up actually having to Google it, and you have to put this, like, preset counter there that has the espresso machine on it. Didn't know that. I couldn't get the espresso maker to sit onto anything. And I at least wanted part of the counters to have some bar stools, as I was kind of modeling it after, you know, small cafes, some Starbucks, and, you know, places like that where they do have right on the counter a place to sit, have your drink, or wait for your drink, whatever you're doing. Sit around, kill time. And I put the little register there because, honestly, I wasn't quite sure how the, like, cake display works. Like, do you need a register for Sims to purchase cakes from there? Because I remember when I had my Sim go to the cafe and ordered a drink, she just ordered it right from the barista, and then the barista just handed her a drink, and that was it. There was no register transaction. I haven't done any of the retail stuff in The Sims yet, so obviously I don't really completely know what I'm doing. So I put that there just to be safe, and besides, it looks better with a register anyway. Even if the register doesn't get used, it's still a place of business that sells things. It should have a register there anyway. And in this little corner, it's the utility closet, and I put the cupcake maker in there. I figured, you know, the people who work here probably need somewhere to make all of the cupcakes and things that they have in the one display case. So that's where that is. And I fiddled around with how to fit stuff in here, but I figured this is pretty much good enough, and just a little cabinet to keep all of the plates and stuff at the end of the day. And the second floor ends up being just another seating area, and I really liked how the two staircases were, but again, I really needed to figure out where the heck to put a bathroom in here. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out very well. Customers are going to be upset, employees are going to be disgruntled and unable to go to the bathroom. So I made it a single bathroom, because a lot of small businesses and small places can only really manage to do that, installing a bunch of stalls and men's and women's bathroom and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It takes a lot of room and it takes a lot of money. So I figured just a single private bathroom, anyone can go in and use it. I can't imagine this place being so busy that it's going to get backed up that badly, because this is also in a shopping plaza, so there's a bunch of other places that people will be going through the day that have bathrooms available. So this is just one of those, you know, for the employees and for the people who are staying in with their treats and their coffee. And I had a hell of a time figuring out the floor and the walls for this. It was just, I don't know why I was struggling with it so much. Nothing seemed to make sense to me, because originally I was going to have the walls be wood panels and then have an accent wall of brick, but I really didn't like any of the wood panels in this. For some reason, just nothing was looking right on the walls or the floors. I didn't like any of it for the longest time, and you can see here, I'm still going. I'm still swatching. I can't figure it out. Eventually I do, and I think the way that these walls are, I do end up sticking with it like this, I think. I built this build on Sunday. Today is Friday. And I do apologize if I sound a little bit weird, or if my voice is off, or if I'm like weirdly more breathy than usual. I'm not trying to creep on y'all. Y'all are gorgeous, but I'm not trying to creep. But 2 days ago I had a minor heat stroke that came with some respiratory issues that are still kind of lingering. But here I am, still trying to record for everybody. But since I built this several days ago, I kind of don't completely remember everything that I did. Oops. Because usually with my builds, I'll record the audio either later that day or the next day. So it's still fresh in my mind. I remember everything that I did. Typically, right after the build, I'll at least edit the video portion of it. So it's all nice and condensed and ready to go. I know how much time I need to work with and what stuff I made sure to keep in. I very rarely have to cut stuff out video-wise, so that's always really good and really great. Typically, my builds end up being around 2 hours long, and I managed to condense them to, I try to keep them between 15 to 20 minutes long. I feel like that's a more palatable length of time. If you guys want me to slow these down, speed these up, whatever, let me know in the comments. I absolutely want to know what you guys think of my format and how I do everything. Let me know, and I will totally adjust things so that it's a much better viewing experience. If I'm doing everything right, let me know that too. I'd love to know if this is actually working, if people really enjoy watching these, because I love building them, I love making them. Every part of this process is awesome. So here I was also having some trouble with figuring out a color scheme and what to do with some of the empty space, because I've been making houses so far, so I wasn't completely in the mindset of, oh, this is a retail space. You should have a lot of at least bare floor space for customers to stand around, to line up in, to wait for their orders, all that stuff. So I ended up leaving a good portion of it empty. I filled up some of the corners with plants and things like that, and here I was trying so dang hard to get this stupid vase to be on the windowsill, and eventually I just gave up and put it on the table. I was like, you know what? I am spending way too much time on this windowsill. It's not really going to add that much more of a realistic effect to it. I'm just putting it on the table. The windowsill can be empty. People can lean on it, put their drinks up on it, whatever. And I wanted to put these little historical photos in the corner because I feel like the way that this build was turning out, it feels and looks like a historical building. Maybe an old small factory that was repurposed and refurbished, because it still has the brick and the wood and not a traditional kind of layout on the inside for a cafe or a place for people to hang out. So I put some of the historical photos up there just to tie in the neighborhood and the history of the place. Yeah, so I'm just putting some decorations around, trying to fill up the walls a little bit. I still was battling a little bit with just how empty the space felt, and I wanted to put some carpets just for where, you know, in theory people would line up. And I tried to just combine these two, but it just extended a little too far for my liking, so I just put one right at the register, and that was good enough for me. And the second floor is mostly finished. I was trying to figure out what I could do to fill up this space a little bit, but then I figured it's probably best to leave it a little bit empty because it's a very narrow space. There's just that railing there preventing you from falling all the way down to your demise. Not that The Sims would. Thank goodness The Sims at least don't just walk off of balconies and things like that. But for realism's sake, there's not a whole lot of walking space up here, so I figured it's probably best to leave it relatively bare bones, just put some stuff along the walls, and you're good to go with that. And I'm just replacing some of the lights and making it still a nice bright place, but also warm and cozy and inviting. And I really love what I ended up doing it. I was looking for some more industrial kind of lighting too, but I think I ended up going more of a artsy feel with it, and I still like it anyway. And I really loved this lantern. I just found it. I know it's been there. I've had it in there for a while, but I just came across it and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So I put it up on the couch in the corner, and it just lights up the corner a little bit more because it was looking a little dark. And then I put these little paper lamps above each table upstairs, and there you have it. And I just wanted to add a little bit more to fill in the outdoor area and make it just a little bit more lively and a bunch more plants, and I ended up putting these on each of the little tables. I thought it was so cute and they fit on them so perfectly. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this build. I had such a blast making it. If you enjoy my content and you want to support my channel, I do have a Ko-Fi account. The link will be at the end of the video and in the description below. I would really appreciate any and all support that you guys can offer. Don't forget to click like, leave a comment with any suggestions or what you thought of this build, and don't forget to subscribe to the SimScribe. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!